The Zephyrian interrogation chamber hummed with malevolent energy as Commander Vexith approached the holding cell. Through the reinforced crystalline barrier, he observed the human specimen that had caused such unprecedented disruption to their galactic operations. The creature sat motionless on the metal bench, its dark eyes tracking every movement with unsettling intelligence. Remarkable, Vexith mused to his aide, Dr. Krelna. 3 standard cycles of psychological conditioning, neural probing and sensory deprivation, yet it shows no signs of mental fracture. The human, who had identified himself only as Marcus Chen during initial processing, had been captured during the failed defense of the Terran colony on Kepler 442b. Unlike other human prisoners who had either broken within days or died from the stress, this one had adapted. Worse yet, he had begun to thrive. Dr. Krelna consulted her datapad nervously. Commander, perhaps we should reconsider our approach. The subject has demonstrated an alarming capacity for what? Vexith interrupted, his 4 eyes narrowing. Learning our language, memorizing guard rotations, these are parlor tricks of a desperate mind. What the commander didn't realize was that Marcus had been doing far more than learning and memorizing. During his imprisonment, he had been studying, not just the Zephyrian language and culture, but their technology, their psychology, their weaknesses. Every guard who had taunted him, every scientist who had probed his mind, every administrator who had processed his transfer, had unknowingly provided him with another piece of the puzzle. The Zephyrians, for all their technological superiority, had a fatal flaw. They were a hive mind species that had never truly understood individual resilience. They expected their subjects to break because isolation was their greatest fear. They couldn't comprehend a species that had evolved from pack hunters who could also survive alone, who could find strength in solitude rather than despair. Marcus stood as Vexth entered the cell, his posture neither submissive nor aggressive. "Commander," he said in perfect Zephyrian, his pronunciation flawless. "I've been expecting you." Vexth's mandibles clicked in surprise. The human's grasp of their language had improved exponentially since their last interaction. "You speak as though you have authority here, creature. You forget. You are the prisoner." "Am I?" Marcus smiled, and something in that expression made the commander's exoskeleton crawl. "Tell me, Commander, when was the last time you received communication from your homeworld?" The question struck Vexith like a physical blow. It had been 7 days since their last transmission from Zephyr Prime, an unusually long silence, but not unprecedented during wartime. Marcus continued, his voice calm and measured. "Your communication array has been compromised for exactly 6 days, 14 hours, and 23 minutes. During that time, 17 key administrative codes have been accessed from within. Your own command structure. Your prison transport schedules have been altered, your supply manifest modified, and your defensive protocols have been updated." "Impossible," Dr. Krelna whispered, but her fingers were already dancing across her datapad, confirming the horrifying truth. "You see," Marcus explained, settling back onto his bench as if holding court, "while you were trying to break my mind, I was learning yours. Every conversation I overheard, every data stream that passed through the facility's network while I was being processed, I absorbed it all. Your cybernetic implants make you efficient, but they also make you predictable. Hackable." The cell door suddenly hissed open, though neither Vexth nor his aide had activated it. "The thing about humans," Marcus continued, standing and walking toward the exit, "is that we don't just adapt to survive, we adapt to overcome. You wanted to study human resilience? Congratulations. You've created the perfect case study." Alarms began blaring throughout the facility. Through the corridor, the sound of marching feet echoed. But these weren't Zephyrian guards. These were human prisoners, freed from their cells, armed with captured weapons, and moving with military precision. The humans you captured weren't just random colonists, Marcus revealed as chaos erupted around them. They were soldiers, engineers, strategists, all playing broken while learning everything they could about your operations. We've been planning this for months. Vexith reached for his weapon, but found his cybernetic enhancements no longer responding to his commands. "What have you done?" I've done what humans do best, Marcus replied, stepping into the corridor where freed human prisoners were systematically taking control of the facility. I've turned your strengths into weaknesses and your tools into weapons. Your hive mind efficiency? It means when one node is compromised, the infection spreads everywhere. Your cybernetic superiority? It means you can't function when those systems turn against you. The facility's main computer announced in Marcus's voice, "Attention all Zephyrian. Personnel, this installation is now under human control. Surrender your weapons and report to designated areas for processing." As the shocked aliens complied with their own security protocols, now rewritten by human ingenuity, Marcus turned back to his former captors. "You wanted to break the human spirit. Instead, you gave us everything we needed to break your empire." 6 months later, the planet Zerion 7 served as the capital of the newly established Human Liberation Territory. Marcus Chen, former prisoner and current planetary administrator, stood in what had once been Commander Vexith's office, reviewing reports from across the sector. The Zephyrian Empire hadn't fallen overnight, but their reliance on network systems and hive mind coordination had made them vulnerable to the very human traits they had tried to eliminate: individual initiative, adaptability, and the refusal to stay broken. Marcus smiled as he approved another transport of liberated human prisoners, each one carrying with them the knowledge and skills needed to free others. The Zephyrians had tried to break humanity. Instead, they had taught them how to break everything else.